Hello, hello. Welcome. We have the beautiful Kate on today. We are talking about nature's defense, Kate. So briefly, quickly tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're located. And yeah, I'm sure our subscribers and listeners would love to know about you.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's lovely to be here. And my name's Kate McConville. Mostly, I think, affectionately called Kate the Greeny. Been Kate the Greeny, a sustainability concerned person from decades. Actually, ran for council as a Greens. Don't hold that against me, I
No,
say.
we love it. We love a good greenie.
Yeah, so I live in the lower Blue Mountains. I've got deep connections through extensive networking all around, mostly the Sydney Basin. um, some down to Canberra, up to Central Coast, and across to Lithgow. Yeah, I love where I live, and I love doing what I do. And I come from a health background.
Yeah.
Yeah, used to be a nurse. Suffered with asthma. So very, very conscious about what I eat, what I smell, what's in my house, and what I use for cleaning and gardening. And gardening's my passion, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love it. And now we met through ourselves, you and I, through our love for, natural solutions and eco products. And that's how we sort of have connected through Nature's Defense as well. So
We did.
tell me a bit about sort of your experiences with mold. How did you get connected with Nature's Defense as a product?
So I didn't realize I had a mold issue till I got my jeans out of the cupboard one day and they were speckled with white mold spores. And I checked underneath the house. We'd been inundated a number of times with some huge rain events, and I knew that the house underneath got damp, like the
Mm,
soil, literally the
yeah,
soil,
yeah,
but had no idea that it was going to cause mold until I found it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I actually was having side effects. I was not sleeping properly. My asthma was flared up, a
Mm,
bit of brain fog, and not happy, just a bit, I
yeah,
wasn't right. Yeah. So when I
yeah,
saw that, I was quite distressed. And I don't know whether it was that day or a day or so later, I went to a meeting and Nora was there.
yeah,
And I think I'd only met her once or twice before. And I just happened to say, I can't believe it. I've got mold in my cupboard, in my
mm,
wardrobe, and it's obviously in the air because I'm not feeling very well. And she said, well, I've got something if you like to try it. And I go, what have I got to lose? Is it natural? Because it had to be a green solution.
yes,
And she said, yes, it is. There's no chemicals. And I go, beauty. So I forked out and loaded up my house with the tiny little Eddy and the small bottle of Nature's Defense oil and ran
yeah.
it, and then washed the walls the next day. Used some of the liquid that she also gave me to wash all my clothes, and I had no more mold.
Amazing. So
Yeah.
you got that, education, you got the product and the education, which is really vital, I suppose, in that the steps to, do all that as well. So did you find that Nora was really helpful in, not only the sale of the product, but obviously the whole, how did you find that process of building that knowledge with Nora?
That was so easy. I mean, I
Yeah.
wanted, and hubby wanted lots of technical information, which she actually gave to me because hubby's a bit of a skeptic. And it's just not necessary for us to have that level of information because the testing that's happened even
Mm,
in my home shows that it works. It's
yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
after I had my initial um, inundation and mold situation, I got a plumber out to say, how can I resolve this so the house doesn't underneath the house doesn't get wet and water stays around for a long
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
And it's 15 grand's worth of plumbing. And I don't know if you've got 15 grand, you can just pull out of your
Mm,
took me a while to save that up. And in the meantime, we had more inundations and I just ran the process again because I knew that
yeah.
that mold would be the result. And now I don't have any mold and I don't have any inundations under my house. So it's so
Yeah.
good.
That's
Yeah,
so
so
good
she's very,
having.
very good.
Yeah, yeah. And it's having that knowledge and that understanding of what to do, obviously in the in between. Like you've got the remediation part that nature's defense doesn't do, but it's part of that building blocks of our lifestyle, building our awareness and
Yes.
having that product on hand to be able to treat when you need it.
Yes.
Um, and
Yeah.
for you, obviously, that has been, the solution. Did you ever try any natural, I suppose, being a, green minded? Did you ever try any other products out there? I know a lot of people make their
I,
own,
no,
did you buy products previously to that tried to DIY, make your own solutions, anything like that?
I think decades ago, when I wasn't so green, I probably did try bleach, but I'm talking decades.
Yeah,
And I know that that didn't actually really work because it always just came back. So I wasn't prepared to do that again, and I wasn't prepared now when I was a fully fledged
mm,
greenie to do that. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And I think there's that big movement of people obviously build the knowledge. You can, get on your, as we said earlier, you could do YouTube, you can, build all that type of stuff for yourself.
yeah.
Um, but for what Nature's Defense offers, do you feel that it's that product, it's the knowledge, it's the whole package for you?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're in this marketplace now. We research everything. You know, all
Mm,
of that information is available, and you just need to go find out where it's available. And
yeah.
so, I'm I don't know what the question was now, but I'm
Yeah.
delighted to have the knowledge that I have that Nora provided me, and then I've just gained more knowledge over the
Yeah.
last 4 years as I've used the product, as I've talked to people, as I've talked to Nora, and I've been to some of her seminars.
Yeah.
You know, on her webpage, she's got lots of information, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. So have you, obviously, you're using the product. Do you find that it's easy now to talk to other people about the product?
Oh yeah.
Do you how do you have moldy conversations with people? Like, does it come natural to you that now it's made such an impact, or is it still sort of a taboo that you don't talk about it as such? What do you find in your world?
It's just, I think it's always about rapport and about getting to know people. It can't be the very first thing you say is, "Have you got
Mm,
mold?" You've
mm,
got to, and I had a conversation just today with a person. How are they, and how's their new house going, and all of those things that build connection. And then she said, "So how's your mold going?" And she actually brought it up. So it was
yeah,
after 5 or 6 conversations. And if I think I'd done it earlier, it would have been inappropriate. And it would have,
yeah, yeah,
I'm just there to sell a mold product. And I'm not. I was there genuinely to find out how she's going, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and
It's
that
that
was
care.
reciprocated.
Yeah, yeah. And it's that care for others that, in our world of that product that we have available to us, that we love a product so much that we want others to know about it, but
Yes.
also not being that, hey, you need to get onto this product. We're not multi-level selling anything here that, it
No,
hasn't changed people. And
exactly.
even with, the recent Queensland cyclones and, you hear about people and stories that it's affecting their health. And did you find obviously there was any detoxification process that you've had to do with yourself? Obviously, you had that ongoing, home. Is there things that you did or somebody that you saw to help you with your health as well as part of Nature's Defense?
I didn't need to do it to see a health practitioner, thankfully. Because there is
Yeah.
this horrendous condition called CIRS, CIRS,
Mm,
and if you have that, you really do need to go and see a holistic health practitioner, and it
mm,
could take 6 months to a year to go away. So no, I didn't need to do that. All I needed to do after after a time was just to, even though I didn't have any symptoms, I wanted to do some testing to do a before and after
yeah.
event. And that was just for my own satisfaction. And when things came back that, yes, after that, inundation, I had this terrible black
Mm,
mold and another nasty one as well. And it was gone when I retested. Hey, no, I really
yeah.
didn't need to do that because I knew symptom wise it had gone, but to have it on in black and white was pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Did
Yeah,
you did a home test? Did you? Is that what
I
a DIY
did
test? Yeah.
a
Yeah.
DIY test. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And
they're
send it
available.
to.
Obviously, in Australia, we can order them online. Did you, or did you buy them from somewhere?
Well, I was recommended, Nora recommended that I go to the lab that she uses.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that was pretty easy to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's something that people probably would be interested in doing is
Yeah.
having that sort of well-rounded, the knowledge, the understanding of it, putting that testing in place because, we can show our own tests, but it's also good for other people to have that empowerment for themselves to
Yeah.
see that a product really works. So
Yeah.
it's
It
good
does
to hear
cost
that.
money,
Yeah, yeah. And
but
obviously, if
we're an informed community and you should,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. Yeah, people say that, that's where you put your money where your real heart is in way of, if it's your health, if it's your, building your business, if it's building, your long-term investment, whatever it is in that, your money
yeah.
will speak into that. So
Yeah.
it's good that you've, invested that and you've invested in your time. And I'm sure you and your husband are living much more healthier and freer from mold in your home.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
actually having that test now, when you're talking about having conversations with people, I can actually say, here, I can send you my results.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and they might be a bit difficult to understand, but I'll go through it with them and say, this is what that means, and see how it's not there,
Yeah. And it's
and
it's
then,
the independent testing because sometimes we can see in the marketplace where a brand would do a test
mm,
and as consumers we don't want to be led by what someone else is telling us because you don't know how true or how misstrued it is according to their own
yeah,
follow the line to the sale.
yes, yes.
But for you to be able to see that for yourself and now experience the health benefits of nature's defense and what it's done for you.
Okay,
We can't wait to hear some more responses and yeah, to see some comments of people that are resonating with them. Awesome. Thanks
fantastic.
so much for your time. Thanks,
Thank
Kate.
you.